it'd be really comfortable if I could just say evil exists in the world, and we could leave it at that. But there's kind of like more bad news, and it has to do with the fact that there's evil inside of you. There's evil inside of me. And we tend to react to it the exact same way that we do to the evil that we see on the outside, and that is deny it, pretend it doesn't exist, refuse to admit it, and refuse to take responsibility. We would rather do the exact same things, whether the evil is in the world or in ourselves. We would rather be apathetic. We don't want to have to do anything that changes. We don't want to have to engage with the fact that we have painful issues inside of our own hearts, that there's evil that lives inside of us. We don't want to deal with that. So we just prefer to pretend it's not there. We don't want to have to deal with the fact that there's stuff that needs to change, because it's hard to change. It's hard work to change, and I don't like doing that. I try really hard, and sometimes I give up, and so I just prefer to pretend it's not there. If you can ever admit really how broken you really are, how wounded your soul is, how filthy, dirty your own soul is, if you can begin to admit that, you will find forgiveness and mercy from God. For me, I was molested as a little girl, and it caused this whole chain of thoughts and reactions and behavior that I did not know what to do with. I didn't know who to talk to, I didn't know what to say, and it led as a teenager for me in my own confusion of developing as a young woman. It led me, I got addicted to pornography. It led to sexual experimentation, things that I can't even believe that I even say, because there was such shame in my heart. Part of me wanted so to be a good girl, and yet there was this other part of me that just never could quite measure up and failed in so many ways. And so when I began to let God down into the deep layers of who I am, and found that He didn't run screaming when He saw that He didn't say, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. I could accept everything about you, but you've done that. I'm sorry, I can't accept that. I can't forgive you." That's not what God did. And so when I was willing to say to Him, "This is me, God, this is what I've done, I admit it to you," He gave me mercy. The Bible says in Proverbs 28:13, people who cover over their sins will not prosper, but if they confess and forsake them, they will receive mercy. The first response that you and I have to have about evil is face it, not deny it, not change the channel about the evil in the world, and not change the channel when you look at the evil inside of yourself, but to face it, to confess it, and then ask God for forgiveness. You can't go any further in doing anything else about the evil in the world until you've decided that you're going to stop right here. You're going to pause, and you're going to say, "God, I am so broken. I am so filthy on the inside. I am so wounded. If you don't have mercy on me, there's no hope." So I want you to pause. I want you to stop. I don't want you to run from this moment. I don't want you to go off and take care of the kids, or run to your job, or change the load of laundry in the dryer, or go mow your lawn. I don't want you to move past this. I want you to really stop and say, "God, I need you to look at my heart. I'm going to be willing to say it. I'm going to be willing to voice what it is in my heart. And God, I thank you that you're going to receive me. You're going to accept me. You're going to forgive me. You're going to give me grace. And then God, from there, push me out into the world so that I can be a part of dealing with evil in your world." Don't run. Stop right here. Find His grace and His mercy.